It was a night that I'll never forget. A kiss that could never be replicated, never compared, as it transcended all others, both from the past and those that have come after. Even now, whenever I close my eyes and allow myself to drift back to that moment, I can still feel the electricity that surged through my body. The way the air itself seemed to crackle with a desire that felt as vast as the cosmos. It wasn't just the physical act of the kiss itself, though that was unforgettable. It was everything that surrounded it. The night air was cool, the sky an inky black canvas splattered with stars. They hung above us, like millions of tiny, watchful eyes, their light both distant and comforting. The moon hung low, casting silver beams across the earth, illuminating everything in a soft, pale glow. The world seemed still, almost as though time had paused just for us, as though the universe had conspired to bring this moment into being. We stood close, our bodies just barely brushing against one another. The tension between us was palpable, a magnetic force pulling us together, though neither of us had made a move yet. It was the kind of tension that builds over time, slowly simmering beneath the surface, until it can no longer be contained. I could feel it in the air, could see it in the way he looked at me. His eyes dark and intense, filled with a longing that mirrored my own. It wasn't our first kiss, but it was different from all the others. This kiss wasn't casual, wasn't something that would be forgotten as soon as it was over. No, this kiss was something else entirely. It was the culmination of everything that had been building between us, of all the unspoken words, the glances, the touches that lingered just a little too long. It was a kiss born of passion, of desire so strong it felt like it could swallow us whole. I could hear the sound of my heartbeat in my ears, pounding loudly as though trying to escape from my chest. My breath was shallow, anticipation coursing through me like wildfire. I licked my lips nervously, my eyes flicking to his. His gaze held mine, and in that moment, I knew that everything was about to change. There was no going back after this. He moved first, his hand reaching out to gently cup my face, his thumb brushing across my cheek. The touch was soft, almost hesitant, but there was a heat to it that sent a shiver down my spine. My eyes fluttered close as I leaned into his touch, savoring the warmth of his skin against mine. And then, without another word, he leaned in, closing the distance between us, his lips finding mine. The world fell away. In that moment, it was as though we had been lifted from the earth itself and transported somewhere else, somewhere where only we existed, where time didn't matter, where the stars themselves had ceased their eternal journey across the sky just to watch us, to witness the merging of two souls. His lips were soft against mine, warm and full of promise. At first, the kiss was gentle, exploratory, as though we were testing the waters, seeing just how far we could go without losing ourselves completely. But it didn't take long for the kiss to deepen, for the hunger that had been simmering just beneath the surface to take over. I could feel it, that craving, that need, that desire that seemed to consume us both. His hand moved from my face to the back of my neck, pulling me closer, pressing our bodies together. My hands found their way to his chest, fingers curling into the fabric of his shirt as I held on for dear life, as though letting go would mean being torn apart. It was a kiss that spoke of everything we had never said aloud, of all the feelings we had kept bottled up inside. It was a kiss that demanded more, that begged for release. And as his tongue brushed against mine, I felt like I was drowning, like I was being pulled under by a current so strong I couldn't fight it, even if I wanted to. But I didn't want to. I didn't want to fight it. I wanted to sink into it, to lose myself completely in the feel of him, in the taste of him. I wanted to give in to the passion that was coursing through my veins, to let it consume me whole. The world around us disappeared. It was just him and me, the feel of his lips against mine, the heat of his body pressed against me, the sound of our breathing, heavy and labored, filling the space between us. Time had no meaning here. Minutes could have passed, or hours. I didn't know, and I didn't care. All that mattered was him, the way he kissed me like I was the only thing that existed. Like he couldn't get enough, like he never wanted to stop. I didn't want him to stop either. Every touch, every kiss, every brush of his fingers against my skin sent sparks of electricity racing through me, lighting up every nerve ending in my body. I felt like I was on fire, like the heat between us was burning me from the inside out.